You're listening to Estrogen Dropouts.
Welcome back to Estrogen Dropouts. I'm your host, Elizabeth.
And I'm your host, Erin. Today, Elizabeth and I are going to be sharing, we're going to be kind of following a social media trend that lots of influencers are sharing things that they have found are worth the investment, whether it's like a monetary investment, a time investment, or some kind of investment on their part. And so we're going to be sharing things that in our 50 plus years that we have found to be the best investment for our time, money, energy, etc. So do you want to start, Elizabeth?
Sure. First thing is going to be an AI subscription. So I've used Chat GPT, Claude, and Gemini. I pay a monthly fee to subscribe to Claude. But I think I might be changing that to ChatGPT. I like all three. They're very different, but I have used them most for decorating my home, which is huge. I've literally taken pictures of a room, popped it in, like my entire house is painted a light gray. And I've been recently just doing some redecorating. So I put in like warm brown furniture, which clashes with light gray. And so I'm like, what colors will look good with this? It has literally given me like a mock-up image with lamps, curtains in different color schemes that would work to complement it instead of like highlight the difference between the warm and the cool tone. It has been such a huge help for me. Last night I was talking, I've been really unhappy with my hair, and I'm like trying to figure out what I'm going to do because I'm gray blending, and it figured it out for me. It told me that my highlights, my stylist, which because I asked her to, was matching my gray shade and giving me icy highlights. It's too high contrast. It's not enough dimension. It's like you've got the icy highlight, then you've got my natural brown coming in. And so I really just need to add in a shade. So I need to leave so like a creamy blonde. So not like a golden blonde, like a champagne kind of like, instead of like right now, my highlights are like icy to match the gray. And so it said maybe doing the subtle, leaving the icy gray highlight, creamy or champagne blonde highlights, and then my natural. And then it said also I'm having maybe a contrast issue or like just settling within me. And so it said maybe adding some cool tone brown around my face with the blonde. I don't want to get back into the brown because if you're cool toned, it fades warm all the time. But it said just doing a few pieces around my face would probably make me feel more youthful and not so disconnected. So I might try that. And I took a picture of my Pinterest board last week, my style Pinterest board, and I put it into AI and I said, tell me what my style is. And it literally just told me exactly. It told me all of my colors that I like. It told me what to shop for, what to look for. Like, I'm like, oh my God, even though I can see on my Pinterest board what it is, having it written out was huge, like game changer.
It's so funny. When we bought this house back in December, I bought a course on how to figure out your style, like chinois and, traditional and modern and all the, things. And I still don't know my style. So
do you have a Pinterest board?
I do. And my Pinterest board is pretty crazy. It's like, I like very eclectic. I think that's what it boils down to is I'm eclectic. So I like some traditional pieces, but mixed with something kind of funky.
Yeah. Which is you to me. That is you.
Yeah. Well, and what I've decided is that instead of like trying to stick with a style, like, I'm, modern or whatever, is that I just need to buy the things that I love and then try to kind of make them work together. So, and I did use AI to style some of my bookcases. I was like, help me style my bookcases. Cause to me, it's always hard to do that because it's, like I want them balanced, but I don't want them matching.
Yeah.
It's like I want them to be similar enough that they don't just look like a hodgepodge of stuff, but I also, want them to be somewhat different so that they don't look exactly like they're out of a architectural digest.
Yeah. And if you're just
a real person lives here, not like some high-end design house that looks like no one ever sits on the furniture. So
yeah. And if you're new to AI, and you can play around for free before you purchase a subscription. Like I'm doing the monthly subscription because I get tired of being told that I'm out of creative. They aren't generating any more information for me today and I get a time limit. But I use it for like recipes. I literally will put in ingredients and be like, I have a chuck roast. I have this. This. Give me a recipe and it'll tell me exactly what to do with it. So, I mean, I use it a lot.
Yeah.
All right, what's yours?
Okay. So my first one is, and we've talked about this on the podcast. We actually had a color analysis expert on, Carol Braley. You can listen to that episode. Is color, and my color analysis that I had done. It was in February of 2025. And when I say it changed my life, obviously, it wasn't like having a kid change my life or, some other, like definite, monumental thing, but it was so eye opening to me. And I paid for an in-person one. And I know you had it done online, and I know there's different, pros and cons to both, but it was so eye opening to me to see because my mom was always like, I will gray, brown, beige, black, which I can wear black because I am a winter and I'm a basically a cool winter or whatever. But I wore so many neutrals. I wore the wrong colors for years. And then I would wonder, like, why do I look so sick? Why do under my eyes look so sick? Why do I look like I didn't get any sleep last night? And it was for me, like, it was like, you cannot fade into the background anymore. Like, it was kind of like, you are not, an autumn. So these warm colors are doing justice. These warm, kind of muted, like fade into the background taupe, which I love because I love following all these, influencers, fashion influencers on Instagram who they have these curated, like, monochromatic, like cream outfits on that I think just look so high end and like classy to me that I just shied away from bright colors because I wanted to be kind of classic, but it's just not me. And
Yeah, I was going to say, it doesn't feel like you to me, even though,
I
you
know
are
it's like,
classy,
it's my alter ego wants to be that way. It's like,
but you're more artsy and like, yeah, like
yeah, it's like
eclectic.
bright colors, like saturated colors, icy colors,
But that even fits your personality. Your color analysis fits your personality more, I
See,
think.
it took someone actually like me paying somebody money to like listen to them to be like, okay, like I need to wear, I'm wearing navy today, which navy is one of my colors as well. There's a navy for every season. And so I would tell anyone that's listening, if you've never done it and you can do it online or in person, do your due diligence on the person, look at their training to see if you resonate with kind of their personality and do it because it is so nice to be able. I don't think as an individual you have the unbiasedness to say like this color looks good on me or this doesn't. Like
100% agree. Like, I remember after I had mine done, I was, I kept saying to you, I'm like, I'm soft. Like, now I can so clearly see that I'm soft. I did not see myself that way because my personality isn't super soft.
right.
And so I was like, when Carol said I was soft, I was like, what?
You're like,
And I said to
woman, you
you,
don't know me.
I know. And you were like, you're so soft. I was like, what? And that like freaked me out. I was like, I think I'm very dramatic and intense. you're, Carol, and you're like, no. I was like, okay, like you just cannot see yourself clearly. And I know my mom is always like, white looks the absolute best on me. I look so good in white. I'm like, I don't tell her she doesn't because she likes it and feels good in it. But I'm literally like, no, you don't. There's like only one season that looks fantastic in white. And I promise you, you are not it. You are like,
Yeah, you're like, you're not a winter. She's not
no.
a deep winter, So yeah, that is so funny. It is. It's like, and I 100% agree. Wear what you like. So it's not a commentary on if you like white and you want to wear it and you feel good in it, that will come through even more so than if you're wearing colors that, are maybe your colors, but you feel very uncomfortable with. But I do think that when an unbiased person tells you this and they have no skin in the game, they're not like, I want you to be a winter or I want you to be a summer or whatever. Then if you can just like kind of just keep yourself open.
Yeah. And it'll save you so much money with your hair, like hair appointments. That's a big
And
thing.
you're
Like I was
right.
always doing golden brown highlights and I was always like not liking it. And I'm always like, why does it look brassy? Why does it? Because you're cool. If you feel like your hair is always looking brassy, or too warm, you're cool toned because you're noticing the disconnect and you just can't name it that it's your hair. Like it is literally, it is going against your tone. Whereas if you're warm and your hair, you're like, oh, this is too icy. This is washing me out. This is not, you're likely warm.
Yeah. So,
So it's interesting.
yeah. So I recommend everyone to get a professional color analysis.
Okay. My next one is, well, I have another like non-physical thing, but I'm like, maybe we should do a physical. Okay, I'll do another I do have a couple physical things, but I'm going to say chiropractor slash medical massage, either one, whatever. And I'm kind of just lumping them together. So I have struggled with headaches forever and jaw pain. And I clench at night when I sleep. And so sometimes my jaw is sore. And a chiropractor literally took that away in 3 or 4 sessions. Like, I think I did 4 sessions, but they were like back to back. I did it every day for 4 in a row. And then it was just completely gone. My pain and my headaches. Amazing. And I did not get cracked. I said I was very uncomfortable with that cracking. And so I said, I don't want that. And so he used like this little hammer mallet and was like in my jaw, in my head, and used a bed that moves up and down to push on me to adjust me. And it went away. And then medical massage, I see a Thai masseuse who is a RN, and she is no joke. If you've never had a Thai massage, they will kick your booty. It is not relaxing. And the fact that she's an RN for the state of Virginia and stuff, I think that she is just more knowledgeable. And so my lower legs have been giving me issues for years. Like I have POTS, so I have circulation issues, and my ankles and stuff were just tender. I'm like, I don't know, they always feel kind of tender. And then she was just feeling around, and she's like, is this where the pain stops? And it was like right at my kneecap. And I said, yeah. She was, I think your kneecap is pinching a nerve. And she literally in that single session just like pulled my leg and my knee and then beat the heck out of my knee. And it sounds crazy. No more pain. And it has not come back. Medical massage and chiropractor. Any type of health issue you have like that's physical, go see somebody.
Yeah. I have a massage monthly. It's not like technically a medical massage, but he is deep tissue, and I don't do it for like just rub me and make me, like feel good. It's like he's always like getting in there, and I have to 100% agree with you. Any kind of like you're saying, medical massage, like lymphatic massage,
Yeah.
any kind of like chiropractic, anything that is going to, I used to do dry needling.
I've never done that, but I know people that swear by it.
So amazing. Yes. So yes, 100%. And even if insurance doesn't cover it, it's definitely an investment in yourself, and you will definitely reap the benefits of it for sure. So, okay. Well, I have one is not a thing. So, and this is where when we decided like to kind of follow the trend, I don't buy a lot. Like I'm not like this purse, this Chanel purse changed my life, or this, I don't buy a lot of things, but I do spend money, but it's on different things. And so I would say that one of the biggest investments that is worth it for me is girls trips / retreats.
That's on my list as well.
Well, we did a retreat together and a girls trip, and that's one of our.
We did a couple girls trips.
Yeah, and yes, exactly, at the lake and Nashville. And that is one of the things
in Florida.
We hope to one day start hosting like girlfriend experience retreats, and or I don't guess we're not going to call it that, but girlfriend adventure retreats, right?
Girlfriend experience. You guys tell us honestly. I think that sounds like, if you're having the girlfriend experience, to me that sounds like a prostitute. That's why I say we can't call it that.
But it's like,
I feel like that's a thing. Like there was a TV show, The Girlfriend Experience or something.
Well, I think it does have a reminiscence, but I think of it as like having an experience with a bunch of girlfriends, like new experiences with a bunch of girlfriends. So, but I've done girls trips. I think the first one I ever did was when I was like 40 and still had kids at home. And it was a big deal. First off, we had 3 kids still at home. So time-wise, it was a big investment because I pre-made a bunch of meals and would put them in the freezer so that Jeff could just like pull things out. And it was like Thursday to Sunday. So it wasn't even like I was gone that long, but I made sure, okay, this kid is, got this, because Jeff, he would usually take off that Friday, but if he, so Thursday, who's going to be there to get them home? And time away with your spouse is very important. But I think just as important is time away with your girlfriends. And we also, money was tighter back then because, we had 3 kids at home supporting and, but I just made it work. I mean, and we never like went anywhere super like crazy. I mean, we'd go to like Nashville, drive to Nashville or something. And like the retreats that we did where we drove to Florida, it's like just something for the soul that just fills your cup up and it helps you, it's like you can just be you.
Yeah. And it's more affordable whenever you're not doing it with a partner, because then it's like Erin and I have shared hotel rooms. And so then it's like you get that cost. Whereas if it was Chris and I, that we're footing that entire bill. So it is cheaper. And then you're only buying one dinner out instead of two. And it is definitely cheaper to do it with girlfriends. And there is something that you just feel more renewed. And so I feel like I can do date nights with my husband and trips with my girlfriend and feel like
The best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Well, and there's something about like when you do go away with girlfriends, it's like you can just be yourself, pre-wife, pre-mom. It's like I can just be Erin and I'm not like Erin the mom, Erin the wife. It's like I can just be me. So
Very true.
highly recommend get away with your girlfriends, even if you're just driving, 2 hours to another town and staying, at an Airbnb and reading books. I mean, one of my favorite little servers at this restaurant that I go to locally, she was going with her best friend and they were going to the mountains because we live near the mountains of North Georgia mountains. And she's like, all they were going to do was read basically and go, eat out a few times and just, kind of relax. She was looking so forward to it.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay, so my next thing I'm going to share is I'm going to switch and do an actual thing. So
Okay.
if you're watching this live, I'm going to show you. But basically, what I'm holding up right now is the Wavy Talk brush. It's a heated brush. I don't know if this would work for Erin's hair because it's so thick, but I have a lot of hair, but it's fine. And so I can air dry my hair and then just use this curling brush on it. And you just turn it on. It heats up like in a second. And I just pull it through like I'm showing how I just like kind of brush it through. And because it doesn't like clamp on my hair, it's less heat and it just brushes everything through, smooths everything out. And it is so fast. And I just brush. And it looks soft and it has movement. I love this thing. And it's Wavy Talk is so inexpensive. I want to say it's like $25 or something. And if you're trying to grow out your hair, less heat is huge. And so I do one or the other. I'll do a blow dryer or I'll do a hot tool. But anything that clamps is going like a curling iron or a flat iron, or that's going to have more heat on the hair. So something in motion like the Wavy Talk brush is going to be healthier.
Yeah, I try to let my hair air dry most days when I wash it. And then I'll try to then after it's dry, then I'll brush it out and then I'll put a little bit of curl in it. I do use a curling iron. I'm old school. I tried using the wand thing. I'm like,
Well, you have very thick hair.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have
It's curly.
I think a lot of it and it just, yeah. But maybe we'll have to link that in the show notes. So if people are looking for it on Amazon, because people always want that specific thing. Like there's a bazillion of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, to get that specific one. So that's a good one for sure. Okay. Well, I'll switch to a thing as well. And you and I both are converts to, or we're like religious followers of the aura ring, which I'm holding up my finger. And I am I think I've had mine for either 2 or 3 years now. I can't remember. And I've had several friends who've gotten them since I've gotten it year one. My friend Mary and my friend Tiffany and my friend Dawn. And I was like, oh, it's too expensive because I'm cheap. I mean, if you guys don't know me in real life, I am cheap. I don't buy designer purses. So at first I was kind of like, it's too expensive. And Jeff was like, I'm getting it for you for your birthday. And I was like, okay, fine. And it has been another thing that has just been such a game changer for me because it's more about having that accountability, because it's kind of like if you go to the gym and work out by yourself versus if you pay a trainer. If you pay a trainer, you're going to show up, you're going to, definitely probably work out harder than you would on your own. I actually like working out on my own, but anyways. But the aura, it's like when I worked so hard to get my sleep score, my readiness score higher, that like sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to do that, or I will skip caffeine, or I'm not going to, stay up late watching, a show. I'm going to go ahead and go to bed. And so it's made me be really conscious of my choices and how they affect my health. So, and I know you love yours, and it's
I'm
basically helped
obsessed.
you figure out that you had POTS.
Yeah. And well, Erin, by the way, is telling get yourself a best friend that is in functional health, because Erin's been telling me forever that I had POTS, or for months. And I'm like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Get the Aura ring. I have POTS. It's so obvious. I was
But
like,
it's so nice to know too, right? Because
it
now
is.
you have the knowledge. It's like knowledge is power.
It is. I was in such denial. I was like, no, I don't. And you're like, I really think you do. I'm like, I don't. I do. Anyway, but yes. And I think that what it does is, like, if you listen to our sleep study expert on, you really know that in deep sleep, well, just the different stages of sleep at night and REM sleep, they really help with brain recovery and health overall, not just brain recovery. Like, everything is connected. We have to stop thinking of something as like brain health, body health, or whatever, leg health, feet health. It's all connected. And so you really have to get deep sleep at night and REM sleep. You have to have both. And so I can see what directly affects those, which can then, if I don't stay on top of it, it would be like a snowball effect, and it would affect so many other things health wise. And so I can see now, like, if I have a headache the next day, oh, well, obviously, like, I didn't have deep sleep, or, everything. Anyway, it's so helpful.
Yeah, and it just kind of keeps you on track for your health. I mean, it's not it's like it's an impartial person too. It's an impartial thing. It's not like judging you.
Hmm.
It's not telling you like, "Oh, you shouldn't have had that glass of wine, or you shouldn't have had, that extra, dessert or whatever." It's just like, "Hey, this is what happens when you make these choices. This is the impact that it has on you, and your body is feeling the impact whether you want to admit it or not." So, I love it. I will never not have an Aura ring now. I've never been a wearable, a trackable person. I've never had an Apple Watch. I don't wear a
An Apple Watch, and I literally couldn't stand it. It was like notifying me. I was like, oh my God, like, I can't live, like, because, sometimes you want to go on a walk and leave your phone, or I never got a break from it with the dinging and the notifications. It was
Yes,
annoying.
it tells you every time you get a text, an
Yes,
email, like it's like too much.
too
And that's
much.
what I like about Aura, because it's just a health biometrics tracker. It doesn't notify me when I get an email. It doesn't notify me. And it actually, if you don't have your phone like nearby you, let's just say you've been sitting too long and you've been sitting too long, it will notify your phone in the app. But if you don't have it close by, it doesn't make you feel guilty. You know,
Yeah.
it'll just, and you can put it, if you're sick, you can put it in recovery mode. So it won't prompt you like, hey, I think you've been sitting too long.
And
Or,
it tells you, it tracks your breathing. So if you're like thinking you might, like, do you have sleep apnea or something like that, it'll tell you how you breathe throughout the night. Whereas if maybe you need to look into a sleep study or something, a sleep apnea, it's really fascinating. And medical professionals do use it and will look at the data to diagnose, like, for POTS or sleep apnea or something. Anyway, so it is very legitimate.
yeah, I love mine. So,
Okay, my next thing is cosmetic dentistry. So Erin will have something to add about this, but whenever I was like 12, I was told I needed braces, and I had perfect teeth. My mom's like, she does not need braces. She has perfect teeth. And they're like, oh, it's to correct her bite. And my mom's like, I don't think that's a thing, I mean, and so she just ignored it. And then in my teeth slowly started to get crooked. And then in my 20s, I did Invisalign, fantastic, did not wear my retainer, and my teeth shifted. And so I was just thinking, like, I was going to get veneers or something. I didn't feel like doing Invisalign again, even though it was fine. And it's fast. Invisalign was fast. For me anyway, it was like 8 months. And then they were great. But I just didn't, as a beauty influencer, I didn't want to have to deal with that. So I was looking into veneers. And then my dentist was like, I can just do some composite bonding and reshaping. And I was like, really? And so she literally just went in and, like, just shaped up my teeth a little bit where they had started to shift, and put a little bit of composite bonding on, and then gave me a retainer again to hold them in place. And I'm golden now. So I think fixing your smile is so important, whether it's bleaching it, whether it's like doing whatever you need to do to feel good about your smile. And I'm not saying that in like a judgmental way, like, I'm noticing if your teeth are not perfect or whatever. I could give two shits about your teeth. I gave a lot of shits about my own teeth, and it has been a great investment for me personally.
well, I was going to say, it definitely, I think when it makes you more confident in being able to smile and like feel good about like what you're presenting. I'm actually about to do Invisalign. I was like, okay, we got the last kid out of college. Now we have some extra money that we can finally start, spending on ourselves again. And so I have I have the name of a dentist nearby where we live, and I'm going to go and get Invisalign. One of my good friends, her and her wife have, it's called Spark now. You can get Spark. So I'm right there
So
with,
now when I did it, this was 25 years ago, it was $4,000. What is it now?
it's probably like 6,000 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I figured it'd be more. I was just wondering.
Yeah. And we have dental insurance. And so actually, my dental insurance will pay because having a bite that matches is really important. I don't know why your mom thought that was a bunch of BS, because your bite matching up is like super important, not only for eating, but for headaches, TMJ.
I know, and it doesn't totally anymore. So yes, the cosmetic dentistry made my smile look good, but my bite does not. It's not good. Like really, I probably should have just gone and redid Invisalign.
You could still do Invisalign even with
Yeah,
bonding,
one day I will.
but it's just if you decided. But yeah, no, I think that is the one thing. And I used to tell my kids this. I have really bad teeth. Like as a little girl growing up, I had so many cavities. Back then they used to call it soft teeth. I don't know that that's really a thing, but we were also poor. And so we would go to the health department. And if you had a tiny cavity, I think because they were dentists in training, they were just super drill happy. And they would drill out a giant, like they drill out the whole tooth and fill it, with the silver fillings. And even from where I had braces, I wore braces for over 3 years as a teenager. And I have like indentions in my teeth from the braces, like it wore away my enamel. And that's why they said I had soft teeth. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but I always told my kids, look, I brushed and flossed each one of my boys until they were 12 because I was determined that they would not have bad teeth like me. And I would say, only if you brush and floss the teeth you want to keep. Like that was what I would tell them. Like if and my oldest, he actually, he moved to New York right out of high school for a year. And when he came back, he had 13 cavities. Yes, because
Crazy.
I wasn't there to say, are you brushing and flossing your teeth? So now he regrets it, and he's like of course, he's in his 30s and he's taking much better care of his teeth now. And he wishes that he had listened to me all those years ago about so many things. He's always like, I really wish I would have listened to you. And I'm like, and it's not even like validation for me. It makes me kind of sad. It's like, kind of like, I'm not saying I told you so ever for anything. It's more like, I know I hate that you had to learn the hard way, but have to learn the hard way. So, okay. Well, I have 2 more things I'm going to share. And if we can get to if we can get through all of ours, but so this is a bit of a vanity thing, but since you're talking about the cosmetic dentistry, which I don't necessarily consider vanity, but so the year that I turned 50, which was 6 years ago, I got a blepharoplasty, which if you don't know what that is, that's an eyelid lift. I had a really hooded right eye. It started when I was like probably 40, like when I look back at pictures. One eye, the right one, it was always looked like it was a little bit more closed than the left one. And so, getting up to be like 50 and what happened was every time I would look in the mirror, I would think I looked tired, even when I wasn't tired. And then because I thought I looked tired, I would feel tired. It was like I kind of would take that on. I would just look at myself and think like, oh my gosh, I look so tired. And so then it was like, just psychological. I would be like, oh, I am tired, So for my 50th birthday, I got my hoods lifted, like, and best money I ever spent. It was like, so just like now when I look in the mirror, I never think I look tired. And it's like, and it wasn't like a huge difference in my overall look, but it made such a big difference in how I feel about myself. Like when I catch a glimpse of myself, I don't automatically think like, oh my gosh, I look so tired. Or when I would see pictures of myself and I'd have like the half closed eye, So
yeah. I definitely have one that's like more hooded than the other.
I mean, my eyes are still sisters. They're not twins. I mean,
Yeah. I would love to get my under eyes like tucked a little bit, but I have not talked to somebody about this. I've talked to you about it, but you said, because I'm like, why does everybody not do that? Like even Kris Jenner, like she just did a whole facelift. She's got filler transfers and like fat transfers and fillers and like everything. She looks so good, but she did not touch her under eyes. And I'm like, that's what I want. But you said that's a
It's
super
a
hard
really
area.
hard surgery. And Mary, that we had on the podcast, she had her under eyes done, and it was a really hard recovery. And it can cause you to, it can pull down the lid. You have to definitely make sure that you do your due diligence in finding a good surgeon and look at before and afters of people who've had the under eye like skin pinch.
Yeah, that's what I want. I just want like a little pinch.
Yeah. I mean, you could do it. You just have to make sure that you go. Like for me, when I started asking around, I asked a bunch of my doctors and just people, I'd say, who would you go to? And they were like, they said two different names. And the guy that I chose was like super expensive compared. I could have gotten it done for like $2,000 less, which I mean, it was like $5,000 instead of like, I could have gotten it done for $3,000. And I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like it's like, and I'm thinking about how I'm going to look. I want the person who is a master artist. Like you really have to have an eye for art.
Yeah.
And he did such a great job. Like I have no scars. I mean, I think if it bothers you and there's something you can do to fix it, do it if you can.
Too, but I think there's all these celebrities that have done all like a ton of stuff, but they don't touch their under eyes. So that makes me think if they can't find someone good, like it must be really challenging if they don't feel comfortable to do it. Because like, Kris Jenner, who's done all kinds of things, still has crepey under eyes. Why?
She looks great. I mean,
She does look great. It's a creepiness that I just want.
Yeah, you just got to think of them as like smile, like they're just like crinkles, like they're crinkles, they're not wrinkles.
I know. And like so many times, like I don't even notice them at all. But anytime like
I never notice them. So
well, anytime I'm with you, I notice them because I think I laugh so much when I'm with you that they crinkle more than they normally do.
yeah, I've never noticed them. So, and we are our own worst critics.
Yeah.
And I mean, part of, this whole midlife journey is like finding the balance between loving ourselves for how we are and not being so hard on ourselves, but also like, if there's something that you can do, like for me, it was a small little tweak. It wasn't like I went and got like a full on, like I looked still exactly the same. I just looked like Erin at 30 rather than,
Yeah.
Erin at 70, which is what my eyes look like. I mean, I had more crinkly, more hoods than my mom, who is basically almost 30 years older than me. So some of it's genetic. So, it is finding the balance for yourself between like embracing aging, but also like if there's something that really bothers you, do something about it.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So I have something else that Erin and I did together that was worth it for me. That's a mushroom journey, like trying mushrooms. So we did that, and there's a whole podcast episode on it on psychedelics if you want to listen to it. We did it last summer, and I really didn't have like, it was fine, but like nothing life changing. And then I did a hero's dose at my house like 8 months later or something. And I really felt like I was one with the world. And like I loved everyone. And it was, I don't know, it was a totally groovy experience where I really felt like I am love. I am one with the earth. I came from the earth. I am like,
I
it sounds,
love hearing your experience when you.
yeah, it
Because
sounds
we did a
crazy.
light dose. We
Yeah.
didn't do the full on like Mac Daddy dose because for the first time we were both like maybe let's just like take it kind
Yeah.
of.
And if you haven't done this before, I will say more people have done this than you think because I have told people that I am close with that I did a hero's dose and they're like, your first one? Like shocked because they're like, they've been doing it. I'm like, what?
Why didn't anybody tell me?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, y'all have been leaving me out of this for years. What the heck? And they're like, well, it just wasn't your thing before. Cause I like am anti kind of drugs and stuff. So I'm like, and I never like did the whole drug thing. But this, I think for the spiritual experience is and I just kind of wanted to have that. I did not hallucinate. I did not see anything, but I just had the overwhelming feeling that I was love and that everything around me was love.
Women over 50, I think it is the highest, has the highest rate using psilocybin, which is the active compound in mushrooms and the psychedelic mushrooms for healing. It's the fastest growing segment that is pursuing using it. So, which is why we
Fascinating.
did it. We were like,
Yeah.
okay, like, it's like it definitely can have a much greater effect in a short amount of time than therapy. And I'm not against therapy. It's not that. But I think sometimes talking about your problems over and over, like, it just keeps you
Perpetuates.
imagining. Yeah, instead of like actually moving it through you. And the mushrooms kind of create that a little bit of a disconnect between your, rational mind. You can listen to the episode. Mary gives us the full breakdown because she works in a ketamine clinic and she helps administer psychedelics for healing, using them in a healing capacity. So it's really promising research. I mean, people who have struggled with depression for years are finding major relief from depression using psilocybin. And
Yeah.
maybe only every 6 months taking a dose, it kind of resets their, it's like resets their brain. It helps with neuroplasticity. It's shown remarkable, clinical evidence of helping stave off possibly having, dementia, any kind of neurological deficits. So, yeah,
And for me, it really helps with my headaches. So was having chronic headaches and it kept them away for 3 weeks. I did not have a headache for 3 weeks after I did it. So that was pretty amazing.
yeah, yeah, you should probably microdose them daily.
I probably should.
I bet,
Hmm.
I bet you would get some relief, some like maybe long-term relief. Okay, my last one is something that I think is applicable to everyone, regardless of, whether you're a things person or an experienced person. But it is to continue to invest in yourself with education. And I say this as somebody who I went to yoga. I got my first yoga certification at age 44. I think I was 44. Yeah. And then I went on to do my second certification. And then I did my yoga therapy, my professional yoga therapy certification. And then I did the functional medicine. And I did all of these things not with the idea like, how can I monetize this or how can I like use this to like make money or, a job? It was more like I did it for my own education and edification. It was like, I just always want to be somebody that's always like learning and trying to, just better myself, just, through, just like personal growth and development. I mean, we've talked about having a growth mindset I've never done any of it because I'm like, I'm going to like use this to like make money or this or that. It's just more like, I always kind of want to be learning. I want to be a student of life forever and ever.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And I am not a very studious person. So it's like I embrace that same mindset. I don't take courses though, because my brain doesn't like the structure. It probably does like the structure. It's like my personality that doesn't. My
But
brain
you're
probably
always learning.
I am. I'm always learning though. I listen to podcasts or I watch like videos, from doctors or stuff like that to learn and grow my brain in short increments. But for me, sticking to like a structured course would like make me want to scream. But just like multiple times a week though, I am actively learning and growing my brain through different modalities for sure.
You definitely are. Yes. I mean, it's just, yeah. And it doesn't have to be a structured thing. I mean, and it doesn't even have to be like that kind of
Like a
experience.
class.
Yes. I mean,
It could be like art.
well, so I was going to say, I took an art class and it was like an introduction to art. And, she went over like each week was a different thing, like color theory. Then it was like, shading. And then it was, all these different, things that like, I was like, oh my gosh, these are terms I've never even heard of, and every week we would paint something that incorporated that lesson. And it was so much fun. I mean, it was so much fun. I've taken pottery classes. I mean, I would love to like learn beekeeping.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, I would, I can't keep bees in my neighborhood.
But just to like I love bees.
So do I. And bees are healing.
Yeah.
The wings, that noise is very healing. But
Oh, I didn't know that. Like sound
very,
therapy.
yeah. So, it doesn't have to be a structured course where you're going and like committing to 6 weeks or, however long, but just always investing in yourself.
Yeah, just having new things. And then, yeah, even whether it be a Instagram or TikTok reel that is from someone that's clearly educated in the field, specialty, or whether it's taking up a local art class or even Yale has free classes online, like doing a
Okay.
free class through Yale.
I've done.
Like, or my husband is like over 1,000. It's like he's like 1,200 days in on Duolingo learning Italian, and he just restarted Spanish. He has 5 years of school. He picks up languages so fast. So he's like, I'm just doing a refresher on Spanish now, but he's been doing it for 1,200 days. He's like, I got a streak going.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is dedication. Yeah. I have a really hard time learning new languages. So like that would be like, I want to just have a chip implanted in my brain that could like translate anytime I hear a foreign language. I'm terrible at languages too. Like I will think it's French and Jeff's like, no, that's Portuguese, Erin. I'm like, or I'll like, is that Russian? He's like, no, that's Spanish. I'm like,
That's so funny.
yeah. Well, do you have another one?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this was fun.
Yeah, this was fun. So
And ours weren't like the Lola blanket.
yeah, there's so many I keep seeing like, oh, the Lola blanket, the Rhode peptide lip treatment. Like, you guys, as someone that gets like tons of beauty products, most of them are the same and not life changing. I can promise you that for sure. So the real life changing stuff comes in the day to day things that improve your life in little bits. Oh, one thing I didn't say that I love that has changed my life is a bidet. That is the one thing that you can purchase. We have a bidet on almost every toilet in the house, and I swear by them, and life changing. You have a bidet.
Well, so I've never used a bidet. I mean, we've traveled to Europe a lot of times and I've just never used them. But just recently we went to go buy Jeff a new car and we went to a nice, car dealership. And I went in to use their bathroom and they had bidets, but I didn't use the bidet, but the toilet seat was warm.
Yeah.
I was like, this has changed my life. A warm
Yeah, it's like
toilet seat is like
a warm toilet seat with a bidet and a fan that dries you up, like all of it, like the whole thing.
Do
It's
your
so,
toilet seats, are they warm?
yeah, we have both. We have like cheapy ones from Amazon that are just the bidet that you hooks onto your regular seat. And then we have the bougie experience one as well that has like,
I told Jeff after, like, then I told the sales gal, I was like, you know what? Before we leave, I'm going to go use your bathroom one more time because I just want to sit on that warm toilet seat. I'm like, y'all have literally changed my life here today and you don't even know it.
it's so nice. And plus, you just feel so clean when you have a bidet. It's like, it doesn't matter if I just pee, I'm using water. I just feel so much cleaner every single time I go to the bathroom. And then you're always down for anything, like, because you're always clean.
Squeaky clean. So, all right. If you guys haven't already hit the follow button, please do. And also, if you want to do us a solid, you can leave us a review on wherever you listen to the podcast. That just helps us kind of beat the algorithm and kind of grow the podcast platform.
Yep. And follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and watch full versions of this on YouTube. And we will see you next week. Have a great week, guys. Bye.
Bye.
This has been a production of Estrogen Dropouts, LLC.